Welcome to Unfiltered and Elevated, where we talk about business, life, growth, and anything that helps you get out of that boring lifestyle you're in right now. And today we have a special guest. His name is Jonathan from All Roads Garage Doors. He's a mastermind behind this company that's up and coming, and he is starting with one door at a time, tackling the whole Bay Area. So Jonathan, welcome, and tell us a little bit about you and how you started this operation.
Thank you. I appreciate it more than anything, man, having me on here. It's always a pleasure, and come and talking to colleagues on business, man. So All Roads Garage Door is my company. I am the CEO and founder. We started the company in literally my 30th birthday, man. It was one of those things where it's like, I don't want to be going past 30 with nothing to my name. So we started All Roads Garage Doors in November 20th, 2018. 2019, that's when I started figuring out that it's a business that I need to actually put some work in. We've been slowly growing, and I say slowly because I didn't take it serious, or at least serious till last year, man. I didn't take it serious till last year. 2022 was one of our best years where we doubled up as far as top line. We went from 140 to 300K. So it was one of those things that I didn't even know what had happened. I didn't even look at the numbers. I wasn't tracking anything. But once I sat down and put everything on paper or at least in the system, I was like, holy baby Jesus.
There was a point in your life where you started on this personal development, like serious growth. Where were you at financially? Where did you get to after you started applying that?
So I couldn't afford more than $67, which was an academy, a Driven Academy.
Wow.
And before that, I was literally spending money on the most stupid things that you could think of, man. From a bad habit of smoking weed to literally just spending money, going out, having drinks, which even then I didn't even like to drink, but I would still go out, pitch in, going out to eat every freaking day, spending money with friends that at the end of the day, man, it was just, of course I enjoyed it, of course I have fun, but I wasn't investing my money either on me or in any type of asset, right? So little by little, as I started learning how money actually worked, that's when I started picking up like, oh, okay, well, I'm over here just spending money. I'm just spending money. I'm not making money off my money. And realizing that money at the end is a tool that should be used as such. Like if you go to work and do whatever it is that you do, you have certain tools, certain wrenches, certain abilities that you, or not certain abilities, certain tools that you need to be able to provide that service. Money will be the same thing. Money has helped me not only grow in my business, but self-development has been one of those things that is like, it changed my mindset and it was a shift. So going from, like I say, like literally making like 30-something the first year, 40-something the following year, to 50 and then 60, 140, and then from 140 to 300, it's like, dude, it's always been a peak, right? So this year it slowed down. It slowed down for many of the construction business. But for me, I think the reason why it slowed down is because I started adding to my plate. But now we're definitely learning through mentorship what needs to get done next to be able to go to that next level as far as, hey, now when you start delegating, now when you start taking off the hats, now I need to really be the CEO of a company, not the CEO, not the general manager, not the guy that does all the back end work, literally the labor. You know what I mean? So it's coming to the point where it's like, all right, now we actually got a flow of work. We got something coming in. Like I cannot be focusing on answering the call, doing the work, answering the call, doing the work. Oh, I need to send an estimate. It doesn't give any time for me, and there's no balance in my life when I'm doing that. So I need to be able to delegate some of those hats with the business. One of the first things I delegated was the Guerreros podcast video, right? So one of the things I did was like, dude, I literally don't have time for this. Like I need to pay for this. So I started paying to delegate the video editing. I just grabbed whatever they send me, I grab it, type some stuff, post it up. And so that's literally my first step that's literally the first thing I've ever delegated in my life as far as business and anything. So now we're working on hiring that GM, making someone come in and take not necessarily my place, but clone myself in the business so that I can work on the business, not in it.
Yeah, dude, we've been noticing the same thing. And I remember when we first started too, we were on the phone, on the job sites, hammering away nails, putting framing up, doing drywall. And it was like 1 year we're like, dude, no more. Like, I'm not answering the phone. Let's get this out of our way, hire someone to take care of this. But dude, technology, adding, the more you can delegate, the more you can add to help you, like that's going to help you make those sales. Yeah. Focus on sales. So I know you went to the mastermind group this last couple weekends ago, or I think it was.
So I went out there it's called the IE Mastermind, and they're off the Inland Empire area, to be exact, Rancho Cucamonga. I was there last month to do interviews for my podcast, and then I met a group of people through Nestor Gutierrez that has Rancho Express Loop. Now he has this Infinite Growth Expo. So this guy's freaking a 10X coach now from Grant Cardone. Like, dude, you know what I mean? So I was over there rubbing shoulders with people that know what they're doing. And being out there before that was, I believe, about 2 months ago, or actually in September. That's when I went to the 5K Mastermind with Albert to learn about system and processes, firing, hiring, running the business, making sure that, like I said, I step away from the business. And it has been one of those things where I got a lot of value out of it, in the sense like, okay, now I know my next step to go back home and start applying some of these things, building my systems, which in October of last year, as soon as I came back, I was like, I need my system. Now we have a whole CRM system, all catered to my business, right? So even if I transfer over to you, be like, this doesn't work for me, of course, because it's mainly made for myself, for my business. And I could do everything from there, from calls. I could make calls, emails, texts, invoicing. I could go in and send requests to get my clients to leave reviews. I could literally do everything in one place. So now I'm not like opening a page for email, opening a page for the invoices. Like, everything is done through one place. And that, once I had that up, I didn't realize how much I had in my head and how much money I was literally losing, because I was doing work for free you know what I mean? Because I wasn't tracking anything.
Yeah.
Now I'm able to track where my work's coming from, what platforms, how many clients I have, which clients have been visiting the most. Like, I'm able to take care of my clients even better through a CRM system that I don't have to worry. I was the CRM system too at the time.
In your head?
Yeah, all in my head, and I would write down in my notebook because I'm old school. But at the end of the day, man, having one of the biggest changes in the business has definitely been having a system where I don't have to worry about who do I need to charge, who paid me, who didn't pay me, what estimates have been I sent, like who's ready, who's behind on the, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm able to keep track of all these key indicators as well. That's helping me at least understand how my business is running better, the health of it more than anything.
It's awesome. Yeah. What do you think your biggest failure in business to date is, G?
There's been many big failures, brother. A lot of failures. And to put it just in perspective, there's always going to be mess ups and then bleep this one out, but fuck ups.
Yeah.
More than anything in my business, as far as ordering the wrong stuff. There was a year where I ordered almost $7,000 in material that I wasn't able to get rid of or sell. And I still have it right there. It's a very good door, very good garage door. Good thing is a standard 2-car garage door, so I can get it out. I just got to push it out.
Yeah.
But that was definitely one of the biggest mess ups that I had. Failures. And I call it a failure because I understand, like, dude, now we need to double check everything, even triple check if we have to. But we got to make sure that every time we note down or order anything special, we got to get it right down to the point. So through that, I was able to make a little system where it's like, all right, dude, you got the measurement? All right. Is it for this house? All right. Is it the right size? All right. Did you double check? Oh, yeah, dude. So now there's a system for that, making sure that we don't order the wrong stuff, as well as making and double checking with our clients, making sure that it is what they ordered and making sure that it is the product that they want. Because at the end of the day, even if it's the right product, not the right size, it doesn't do any good. And then the other biggest one has been not having any type of systems in place. Not any type of, I want to say no type of correlation in the company. Because like for me, I can do the job, install a garage door, one, like literally you cover my eyes, tie one hand behind my back, and I could get it all done with my hand. It might take me longer, but that's how confident I am in what I do, man. Yeah, I feel like I'm the best in that. And the reason why I say that is because even though I'm good at my work and in the labor side of it, we have about five decades of combined experience with my dad and myself. So it's not like we started doing this in 2019. We've been working for years, man. Since I was 13, I went to be 35. And that was my summer school. So one of the other biggest thing was being able to understand, like, hey, dude, and this is recent, understanding this is, you're the CEO. Why are you doing everything? So now this is the next step to creating something where I can step away, look at my company as a whole, and not just stand there in the little box of, oh, I got labor, oh, I got invoices, oh, I got a cut. Like now I got to literally step back and look at it as a company, as what it is.
And what do you think made that shift from I'm a labor worker manager to I'm the CEO of this bitch now?
Not having balance, wearing every single hat has definitely come down to not having any type of balance or not being able to enjoy the journey of being a CEO, man. And now that I understand that, and I'm able, some of the things that I've delegated has been part of the office. There was a time where, and then you gave me this, like, dude, why don't you call this people and have them answer your calls? I don't know if you remember that. Right there, the next day I called and I was like, all right, man, well, let's get this started. And I got that started and I was like, dude, this actually feels like relief. The only thing is they got to answer in that. As long as I don't lose a call, they'll answer right away and I'll freaking call them back. Because I still didn't have a system, and that was the other thing. I didn't have a system for them to be like, all right, well, what do you need? What do you want? This is what it is. This is what you get. These are the prices. This is the type of door. I didn't have no system in place. But now that I've been getting more busy, it has helped me come up with at least some key points to be able to have someone else just take over that part. And now I have a whole system. Like I said, the whole system part is I have it all written down on the system where it's like, all right, well, you can pick this. You can copy and paste it, send it. Before I was like freaking taking hours and hours just to send one estimate. And now it's so almost automatic, I want to say.
Yeah, that's something we've been trying to work on too. How to make more of these easier transactions for people to just purchase either online, like go to our website and book something, or be able to purchase something through the website or through your phone. Because like for what we do, you can't just make a quick sale like that, because most of the things we do are over $15,000. So bathrooms, kitchens, decks, anything we do is normally going to be over $15,000. It's pretty rare that like if it's a door replacement, if it's some baseboard, maybe that's a couple $100. But for the most part, most projects are over 15 grand. And someone's not just here's my credit card. People want a little more detail. And I think a bigger item like that takes a little bit longer to close. But if you can find a way to close maybe the initial start fee, like the walk in through your door and book you, and this will guarantee that you get a scheduled and then a standard door. Even the most basic thing, like $1,000, book it. And then we'll go into the details. Like something like that that's what we're trying to figure out how to do too.
No, yeah, dude. I think one of the things right there is also in the construction business, it's not a copy and paste type of template either, because it's always something so different when it comes to every project. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love what I do, because it's never like, all right, well, even if it's the same door, I walk into a garage, there's like, well, it is the same door. It is a standard door, but now we have to do your frame, redo your opening. We have to make sure that whatever we install, in the long run, man, my goal is to make sure that you get the least amount of headaches. I go in, install my door, and if you call me, it's because you ran into your door. You know, I don't want to be there like, oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh, I forgot that. Oh, now I got to go back. Like, that's double trips are not accounted for. That shouldn't happen at least. So at least knowing that every job we can copy and paste, at least the description of a door, that expedites the process on sending something out to a customer, or at least answering the call much quicker, sending the estimate much quicker than having them wait 2-3 days.
Yeah, it's tough to balance customer service along with quality control. And then when people call you for service calls, how do you deal with those things? It's like an ongoing process. And we were just talking about this today with my partner. I was like, I think we need to just look at our company as a startup every single day. Because if you look at your company as a startup, it's always, what do I need to do? Ask your customers, did you like the process? What about it did you not like? What can I do to make this better? And if you do this more and more like a startup, can you imagine by the time 10 years later and you still operate that way? Like you're still asking the customers, you're still bettering your systems. Imagine how big and like amazing your service would be if you did that
and
every day.
That is one of the things I do actually. I ask my clients, what got you to choose us over the competition? And then it always comes down to, what is your attitude? Or it comes down to your reviews. Because right now we're literally 5 stars across the board. We have a couple of 2-star reviews, probably 3 on Google.
That's on Google?
Yeah, so on Google, even on Google, we're almost at 100-star reviews. And that's thanks to the system that got implemented, because as soon as we send an invoice, they paid, and then they get the link. Hey, how did we do? And then they leave us a review. Like I said, typically it's always 5 stars, even on Yelp. Last year we won 2023 Faves Award on Nextdoor. So that was literally picked by the community, not through a computer. Where I was like, dude, that was like a huge win, because when I got the email talking about, hey, let your people know, let your clients know that, hey, 2023 Faves Awards is coming up. And I was like, dude, I don't even have that many clientele. Like, who the hell am I going to reach out to? And it turned out like they called me, like, hey, have you checked your email? And I'm like, I'm not trying to advertise. Like, oh, no, it's not advertising. You actually won the 2023 Faves Award for Nextdoor. And I'm like, dude, I was like, I like a little tear just came out. I was like, oh, dude.
Yeah,
like,
happy.
Yeah, happy. And more than anything, I was like, we're doing something right.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's not like Yelp or Google where they look at everything that you did and they match it with some other company or whatever the case may be. There was actually people going on there taking time out of their day to be like, we like this company. This is who I think we believe should get it. And that was just one of the biggest wins for sure last year, other than doubling up. But that alone, just our company or my mission for All Roads is to bring smiles to our customers by providing unparalleled customer service. And I'm a big believer on that because as a consumer, I like to be treated good. I like to be noticed. I like for whoever I'm working with to know or to show that that customer care, not just be like, give me your money, give me your money. Because at the end of the day, man, money is everywhere. And if we treat, or for ourselves, if I treat my clients like a wallet or a money, like it's just a loss completely. Because once I get, they'll pay me once, but then I won't get the referral. I won't get their family. I won't get their friends, their neighbors. And that's most of my business has been referral based. As far as soon as I stop advertising, it's been, hey, do you have anyone else who we can help? Like if you do, give them my number or give us their number. And now I used to do what it was, and I'm pretty sure you heard this through Albert, was under promise and over deliver. But now we're going to start over promising and over delivering. And that's something I recently learned through going out to SoCal through one of the colleagues. His name is Jonathan Rodriguez. And he was like, dude, nah, man, we over promise and we over deliver. So just the pressure of over promising and coming through with that and then still over delivering on whatever it is that we're doing is going to be definitely, I think, a game changer for All Roads.
It's awesome. What do you think about who you surround yourself with and how has that impacted your life? It's crazy because I remember I met you at the Driven event,
The boot camp.
and from there on, it was like, dude, we're going to do big things. And like, I just been watching your journey, dude, and you're like growing, doubling your income. And I love seeing that growth.
So I think for me, it's been, I still talk to the same friends that I talked to. Even after high school, I only had a few friends that I actually kept contact with. And that's because I grew very close to them in the sense that, hey, man, one of the guys was doing comedy. And I was his, like, I would like, dude, I love going with the camera and just recording him, dude. And going out to San Jose, going out to Stockton, like, just recording the guy. And to me, that was amazing. Also, the other guy I talked to was definitely still my very good friend. And I haven't seen him much because, like you said, man, I've just been focusing a lot on my business. Not that I don't want to talk to them. One guy has his thing going on. The other guy, same thing. And more than anything, for me, has not been necessarily stopped talking to them. It's just been focusing on my business and hanging around individuals like yourself, business owners, CEOs, entrepreneurs, that are doing big things, man. So like to say, hang around with 4 freaking drunks, you're going to be the 5th one. Hang around with 4 gang members, you're going to be that 5th gang member. So there's this saying in Spanish that goes, dime con quién te juntas y te diré quién eres, right? So let me know who you're hanging around with and I'll tell you who you are, type deal. And I'm like, well, dude, I've hung out with drug addicts, with drunks, with people that smoke weed. Even myself, I would smoke a lot, right? We're now probably about, let me see, we're already about a month and some 7-10 days in that we haven't smoked, dude. And I'm just like, and that was from the last trip I took, the accountability with these people, right?
I think I was there when that happened around here at the Driven. Wes Watson was like, what the like, what? How did that go down? Because I was behind you and I was laughing.
So just to go back real quick to the question is, I just been surrounding myself with high-level individuals, not 4, not 5, many high-level individuals. And what has that done for me is it has changed my life in the sense that now I'm at that level where I can be in a level 5, level 10 room and actually talk to these people and their freaking vocabulary, man. Because it's like, what is top line? Like, I don't freaking know, man. Top line what? Like, people doing lines for what the hell are you talking about type of now? But now I'm able to go into these rooms and actually have this type of conversations where it's business. We know what we're talking about. I'm not just going like looking all dumb. But to go back to the business boot camp at Driven, which was it was last year, I forget the date. But one of the things that Albert always expresses is to get known. And when I was up there, because I got one of the CEO tickets at the front, I was like, dude, what can I say to fucking have people look at me? It was a matter of freaking minutes, dude. I was like, I don't know. And then he's like, well, if you guys have any questions, you guys have the opportunity to come ask. And nobody was going up for like at least a couple minutes. Nobody was going up. It was like, if anybody wants to come up, now's your chance type deal, right? And one got up, another got up, and I was like, oh shit, this is my time to shine. So I got up, not knowing what the hell I was going to ask, dude, honestly. I'm like, what do I ask? And I was like, all right, dude, I'm going to ask Wes Watson. I was like, out of all the people in here, he's going to be the one to put something in it. Like, I already knew his energy, or at least like the way he talked. So I knew something was gonna come out of that. And so at the end, I was like, all right, dude, what the hell do I ask this man? There was this person in front of me. He asked this question. I was like, weed. This guy, he knows about drugs and all this stuff, right? He's been in that life. So I ended up asking the man. I was like, hey, Wes, and it was something like this. I can't remember exactly. I was like, hey, so I'm trying to let go of weed. What advice would you have for someone like me? Because at the end of the day, man, you're telling like all these vices that are not good for you. They're keeping you at a lower frequency, man. I'm like, I need to let go of this shit because I know where I'm going. And the other thing that Eric Spuffer was there, he's like, dude, you got to match your habits to your goals. And I don't know any successful person that's freaking just smoking pot like crazy and still making all these great moves and smart moves, right? And then after that, it's like, what do you have? Like, what can I do? Because I would smoke weed, and before I went to go work out, I would come back, smoke weed after the workout. It was this thing that became part of my successful, whatever I called success at the time of doing things. And then of course, he told his whole story about the hard stuff and the drugs I used to do, the drinking. And he was like, you know what, man? Honestly, he just shook his head and goes, he goes, just stand up, spread your legs, look down, and search for a pair of dicks and a pair of dick, and I want to look for a dick and a pair of balls, and stop being a little bitch. And I was like, whoa, and everyone's like, freaking just lost it. And I didn't want to look back, dude. I didn't want to look back. But what that did for me, brother, was it got me known. It got me, like, the minute I went down after to have the drink and chill, after that was Nunez from Albert's team. Up to that point, everybody had told me, hey, no, we can get your house. Hey, no, whether this. Hey, no, whether that. And then he comes up to me, he's like, hey, man, you're the weed guy? And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm the weed guy. I'm the weed guy, right? And so the thing with that, man, is like, he opened so many opportunities, opened so many relationships to the point where it got me, to make the story short, it got me in a house. And that was literally closed in a matter of 3 months. And I say 3 months because it took a minute to get all the paperwork ready. And once the paperwork was ready, it took 17 days. And Jared was the one to make that shit happen, bro. All because I asked a stupid fucking question.
What was their company called?
I think he's Ambiance. He's co-owner of Ambiance Realty, I believe.
I thought he was a CEO or...
No, he's part owner.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's like the main one in that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I met him too down at the lobby.
And up to that point, I had not talked to the guy. To me, I was like, man, he's over there all buffed out, freaking big old smile. I was like, I don't even feel like at that level yet. But that day, God works in mysterious ways, man. And he puts people in my way, in my path to do or get things done. And that day he came up, we had a drink, even with Johnny Cash. I don't know if you remember that guy? The roofer? Yeah, even with Johnny Cash. And we were having a conversation, me and Johnny. And then he was like, hey, dude, you should try this sales tactics, or you should try this stuff that I'm doing. And we're just going back and forth. That's when he came up, because like, you're the weak guy. And I was like, dude, a little bit embarrassed, but at the same time, it's like, whoa, I got known. And
yeah.
Now, literally, man, last year had no money, or not necessarily no money, but everything was getting invested back into mentorships, back into the business, back into getting a new truck, it was literally, my company was being stressed out, and the fact that it was paying for my lifestyle, even till now. But now we're at that level where it's like, all right, dude, now it's time to delegate. It's time to bring the company up. It's time to bring yourself up. It's time to bring people up, become a leader. It's not just about you and your company anymore. It's about making sure that we bring people up in the way that you want to be. Because at this point, man, if I wouldn't have asked that stupid question, I honestly wouldn't have met a lot of the people that I met today.
All right, Jonathan, what advice would you give to someone starting out in business right now? Someone just barely diving into entrepreneurship. Just give them the truth right now. Let them have it.
You're going to fucking dive into the deep end on the pool. You better fucking learn how to swim. And by that, there's people out there that know what you need to go through. And mentorship is very important when it comes to understanding the next steps and cutting down time and losses. For me, I think if I would have got a mentorship like from the get-go, I would have definitely been that $2 million company by now, man. Like, it's been 5 years in, or about to be 5 years in, and I'm about to cross the $1 million as far as from when I started to now. And like, I didn't think much of it. It's like, $1 million, dude, I don't even have that in my pocket. But when I think about it, it's like, dude, it paid my rent, it paid everything, my lifestyle, my trips, my home. He paid a lot of the stuff that I did. And even though it was trips, it was business-related stuff either way. But at the same time, if you're starting a business, no matter what business it is, Go find someone that's in your niche and whatever it is that you're starting, whether it be construction, marketing, whatever it is. Go find someone that's already doing it. Stick to them, even if you have to work for free. And I tell this to anybody in construction: don't go into a construction company or anywhere there that plumbing, electrical. Don't go over there asking for freaking thousands of freaking dollars, trying to get paid $50 an hour. Like, yeah, time is hard. Of course it's hard, but you don't have the knowledge. And even if you have the knowledge, there's plenty for you to learn. So don't go over here trying to go to someone that's experienced doing the business for over a decade, 2 decades, 2.5 decades, and thinking you're going to get paid the same as them. Like, the knowledge, focus on getting the knowledge.
Yeah, these people have already made all these hundreds of thousands of dollars of errors. Like, they'll tell you what to do to avoid that, because that's the advice they're giving you. Hey, do this first, because they'll remember all those failures. Like,
Yeah.
make sure you're on top of your whatever it is. Like, one of my mentors, he makes $300 million a year. And he told me, he's like, make sure that your employment stuff is lined up to the T. He's like, California is a state where you don't want to have messed up employee practices, because make sure you're paying overtime, make sure you're on everything set up properly, your timing, your braking. Like, you want to be above and beyond what they require, because he's getting hit with a really bad lawsuit right now. And he's like, you don't want another cost of that. So he's like, make sure you're set up right.
Like I said, man, that's one of those things. Like, once you start doing something right, once people see the money, they're just trying to figure out how to basically just fuck you over, man. So that's another thing that they talk a lot in the 5K masterminds with Albert, is hiring, firing, and making sure that everything else is set up so that you don't run into this type of lawsuits. At the end of the day, man, no matter the higher you go, the more prone you are to this type of things. Up to now, I'm just thankful that I haven't came across any type of thing like that. I always have my stuff in place, but now that we're thinking about hiring, it's going to be like, all right, dude, well, now we have to have the system in place for hiring people, writing people up to freaking firing people. Now we got to do the 30, 60, 90 days of evaluations, like, you know what I mean? Core values, all this other stuff that has to match with the company, because at the end of the day, if you have someone that's not matching your values or your company values or just the mission of the company, they're a liability already, man. They got to go, because they're not there to grow with you. They're there to just get a check. And if someone's there to get a check, at the end of the day, man, they're not there to help you grow. They just want, I'm not saying don't ask for money, because of course you're working to get paid, but you want people to be aligned with your business, aligned with your company, because why have someone that's just there to pick up a check? They could definitely find another job just to go get money.
Yeah, we've had amazing, highly talented people, but I didn't like their attitude. I didn't like the way they talked. I didn't like the way the culture that they were developing within the company. So it's like, we need to figure out who those people are and figure out what to do with them, because one person will make your entire company toxic.
Yeah, it's a cancer, man.
It's a cancer. One person can be negative and like, mention little things here and there. And then next thing, everyone's the same way. You're like, what happened?
Everybody was on the good boat. Now everybody's trying to sink the damn boat. Like, what the hell, bro? Don't you know this boat is keeping us alive? Not only me, but you guys.
Yeah, they forget.
Yeah. So this is one of those things, man, that I'm learning. And I haven't really jumped in deep into hiring. I had a few people that been in the company, but at the end it didn't work out for whatever reason. Whether I didn't have enough business to keep going, or whether it was like they just wasn't ready for the commitment. And I understand. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to tie anyone to anything. It's just, I know my goal, I know my mission. I see the vision, and now it's just about not only selling the dream, man, but making sure that they're on the same playing field as I am. Because if they grow, or if I'm growing, I know they're going to grow. At the end of the day, I understand that we're going to have people and employees, or not, I don't even want to call them employees, brother, team members more than anything, because they're part of that team. They're the ones that are going to help me grow. Can I do this on myself? I'm already capped out. I can go past this. But if I bring someone in, I want to make sure that if I'm winning, it's because they're winning. And if they're winning, I'm able to take care of not only them, but their family as well. So it's bigger than just hiring people. One of the things I learned as great leaders do is not only just take care of the people, but paying them well, but making sure that they are well, whether it be physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever their beliefs are. They definitely taking care of their people in many ways, not just paying them well. So it's one of the things that I want to work up to becoming a great leader. For the next person that comes in, it's like, dude, I got you. I've been there. Let's make something happen. Whatever the case may be, I just want to be able to help someone out in that sense, that I'm not just there to treat you as an employee. I want to treat you as someone that's part of the team, for sure.
I'm in a small little mastermind group, and you just reminded me of this. The discussion was empathy and how to be more empathetic as a leader. And that was huge because it puts you in a different perspective on things. You're like, hold on, like, why is this person not operating how they should be? What's happening at this person's home? What's this person really going through? And that reminds me of, like, you really need to ask people how they really are. Not just like, hey, how are you? Cool, good, nice, move on. It's like, hey, how are you really doing? How do you feel right now? Like, how do you feel right now?
Right now, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling happy. I'm actually trying to chill out, man, because you told me not to move. But if not, I'll be like freaking tapping and clapping on the seat. And that's one of the things that that, like you said, is you have to, people, we're human, man. And of course, we might be at a different level mentally, vision-wise, business-wise. But at the end of the day, we need to sit back and take a look at the people that are helping us get to where we need to. Because, like I said, I'm capped out. If once I get the help, I know that it's going to be like a weird transition where it's like, I'm here, but I need to come down here and then just start taking off together. Making sure that I'm on that they're on that boat as well. And if something ever is going on with them in their life, it transfer over to the business. So I definitely want to be able to understand their lifestyle as far as what they're doing back home. If there's anything I can do to help them, if I'm paying them well, making sure that I'm paying the best, at least competitively. Making sure that if they have issues, whether it be like at home, the personal, whatever it may be, man, I want to be able to come down to, or not even down, but just come to that level where we're meeting eye to eye. Like, dude, like, or do that, whatever the case may be. Like, how can I help you? Like, talk to me. What problem is going on? Is there anything that I can do for you to make it better? Do you need a day off? Like, dude, relax. Like, the last thing I need you to do is stress about what's going on and what's going on in the business. Like, there's already a lot going on everywhere. For us as entrepreneurs, mental toughness is one of the things that we don't have. We have to have it. We have to have that grit to, it's like, even if we have problems at home, it's like, well, that's at home, dude. I got a business I need to run to. There's people that counting on me.
There's families relying on you.
Yeah, exactly. Like right now, like I said, I don't have other than my own family relying on me right now, which is one of the things why I need to make this company grow. Because now we have bigger bills, bigger things to pay, right? We got more responsibility. Now we have to have workers' comp. Now we need to start bringing in more talent. So it's not just becoming about me and my family anymore. Of course, they're part of the dream, part of why I'm doing what I'm doing, because they're literally always in my shoulder. I'm always thinking about them. But now the other side is, okay, well, now I'm going to have employees and their families. Like if I stop doing what I'm doing, the business doesn't work. If the business doesn't work, I'm not able to feed my family. I'm not able to feed my freaking team members. And if I can feed my team members, they can feed their families. So now I have not only my family, but everybody else that is helping. So definitely it's one of the things, man, that I haven't rushed into it, but once I do, I understand that I need to speak their language. I want to make sure they feel appreciated. I want to make sure that they know, like, hey, dude, I'm here with you. I may be the boss, right? But I don't want you to look at me as the boss. I want you to look at me as someone that you can count on to make sure that you get to that level too.
Support.
Yeah, support system, man, because yeah, I'm a small business, but it's not going to be, there's systems in place and all this stuff, but outside of work, dude, like, talk to me, man. If you need to talk, if you don't have anybody, if you need something to talk about, dude, vent it out. Sometimes as men, man, we don't even talk about anything. We just suck it up and go to the next one and go to the next one. But that's literally what I'm trying to do with my business, make sure that I have a good foundation so that I can stand on it, be nice and steady, and not worry about, at least worry the least about any issues that may come up.
What's really interesting is that, just speaking of that, I was watching a podcast where I think it was Simon Sinek. He was talking about one of his friends that's either a 3-star general or a 5-star general. These are super high-level military officials. And he was like, when I call this guy, the first thing he asked him was like, how are you, man? I missed you. Like, I've missed you. Like, he's straight up with his emotions with him. And when he hangs up, he's like, hey, man, I love you. I love you, brother. Like, he's just, and you don't hear that from men a lot at all. Like, men never say those kind of words. Like, hey, I missed you. Hey, I love you. Hey, I had a great time hanging out with you. Like, you don't hear that kind of level of authenticity from men.
That's right. And we feel it, man. We're human beings. It's just like I said, we don't say it. But right now that you bring that up, I learned to say I love you to other men I was about 16 at the time. The kid was about 9. And dude, this kid has definitely been through a lot, bro. Like a lot. The ghetto, bro. Ghetto still.
Yeah.
So growing up in the ghetto, which I'm not necessarily in it, but there's still shit going on.
Yeah.
But this kid would come up to me. He had friends got taken from him. Very close people got taken from him. Like situations that I wouldn't even wish on my worst enemy, dude. And this kid has a bullet in his back, literally still stuck in by his spinal cord. He's been shot plenty of times. And he was like, hey, I love you, bro. I was like, hey, bro. He was like, I love you, bro. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, don't be saying that shit to me. He's like, nah, bro, for real. I love you. And he was only like 9. And I'm like, fuck. And I was like, all right, bro, well, I love you too. I love you more. And I'm like, you right now, we're like, it gets like a little knot because that was like one of those experiences. I was like, if a 9-year-old can say I love you to another person, I was like, what can I say to my friends, to my guy friends, right? Like, even that was one of the things where I was like, I can say it to my dad, no matter, even if he doesn't say it, because I say it to my dad, he's like he doesn't say it back.
Yeah.
But everything he's done, I understand it's out of love. But it was one of those situations where I was like, damn, bro. So now, like, I probably even said it to you before, like, all right, bro, I love you. And it's not nothing that has to do with, let's date. Like, it has nothing to do with that. It's more about, I love you, dude. Like, it's an emotion. We're human.
You're just being authentic and you're being like, if you're a real man, if another man tells you I love you, it's not because I'm gay or you're gay or whatever. It's because you have a genuine appreciation and you genuinely feel that I've helped you or you've helped me or we just have that bond. And it's okay, dude. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, seriously, dude. I think as men, we really need to break that fucking cycle, bro. Because at the end of the day, like, dude, like even
you start this new trend.
Yeah. So seriously, dude, like I'm telling you, like I even said it to even now, even the people I'm hanging around with, Francis Nunez, Nestor, not Nestor Gutierrez, I forgot his last name, Nestor, which is part of the Driven as well, or was. He has a lawn care company. And then many other individuals, my coach, my life coach, people that I met in LA. He's like, all right, bro, I love you. Appreciate you. And this, like you said, this individuals understand the level of strength, man, that it takes for another man to say I love you because they had to break that cycle themselves. And saying I love you, bro, is one of those things that it feels good. It's an emotion.
Yeah.
It's okay to say I love you, man. It's like, you don't have to have a girlfriend or a wife. Like, you can say it to your friend, to your guy friend. Like you say, it's nothing gay about it, dude. Nowadays, there's a little bit of everything, but it's not, it doesn't come out in that context. It comes out in the context of a human to human. Like, I love you, bro.
Let's try that challenge starting today. Like, your goal is to see how many men you can say that to.
Oh, dude, I think I got you beat already. Because like I said, every man that I've talked to has definitely been a thing where it's like, I love you, bro. Love you too, bro. God bless. And that's the other thing, spirituality. Some people just say God bless, but they don't really put the actual God in it. They just say it out of whatever circumstance. But it's one of those things where if you can say I love you to another man without feeling threatened or like feeling vulnerable,
shows your like masculinity level there. You're just like, you're comfortable with yourself. Like, what are you worried about?
Yeah, seriously, dude. It's not like I'm holding your hand and freaking feeding you a piece of cake going, I love you, baby. Like, there's none of that, dude.
That's a different type of I love you.
That's definitely a different type.
The I love you with your wife is different than I love you to your friend.
And I mean, it is the same words, but I am a big believer that words have a big meaning, a big impact. Because sometimes you may say I love you to a friend, and they're just like really down, bro. And from what I know, as human beings, we need at least 8 hugs a day, 7 hugs a day. And you can literally say I love you to someone that just in that moment, they're going to need it. They're going to need to hear it. And if you got a friend out there that is freaking your real friend, and then you say I love you, and then he busts up with a no homo, like, dude, relax, bro. Freaking relax.
Yeah, and I think words are powerful. You can literally change someone's entire life with a couple words you tell them. If you call someone, you're like, hey, man, it's okay. You're going through some difficult times, but just know that you're going to get over this and your life is going to get better.
Yeah.
Like, your life is going to be better. And these are just words that are coming out of our mouths.
Definitely.
Just one word can like completely transform someone's day. If you call someone in the morning, hey, man, you're going to have an amazing day today. It's going to be positive. You're going to have successful outcome after today. Yeah. Like, that'll change that guy's whole life.
Yeah.
Or that whole day.
No, definitely, dude. And I've been, like I said, I'm a big believer of words affecting me. So there's certain words I don't even use anymore. You know, there's about 4 or 5 words that I don't even use anymore. And when I say it, I just like, dude, cancel all of that. Because I don't want to have it in me. I don't want to say certain things that impact me. And up to now, I was like, dude, I've been saying this word. Like, no wonder my life was going the way it was. Not to blame the word itself, but it's like, dude, Like, stop saying this kind of things. Like, start being more appreciative. Start actually taking care of people verbally. But then again, it always starts down with yourself. So you can be beating down yourself and then trying to take care of someone by saying, I love you, bro. Like, of course you love me, but you can even love yourself, dude. Like, relax. Love
Yeah,
yourself first.
that's a huge one right there. Whatever you try, you have to implement it on yourself first before you implement on anyone else. If you're not what you're trying to get other people to be, how is that going to work out? You need to be the example with your own self. Like, if you don't love your own self, how will you show love to other people?
That's it, dude. You can't. I mean, you can say it, of course, and,
It's not
you can say you make it, but it doesn't. At the end of the day, when you turn around and you're like, you feel it. Because I've been on the shoes, man. I've been in that spot where it's like, all right, bro, I love you. And I turn around, I was like, damn, bro, I don't even fucking love myself right now. But, at least I said it. Like, yeah, I do, but the most important person is you got to take care of you to be able to take care of that person you want to take care of. At the end of the day, man, we got to make those changes for us. And it sounds selfish, yes, but selfish in that point. But if you actually go past beyond that, you'll see that, hey, dude, you're taking care of you, and that's going to benefit not only you, but you become a better individual for the people around you. It becomes contagious, for sure.
Would you say all the efforts you've made up to today were worth it? Like starting your company, doing all the struggles you've been dealing with, all the ups and downs. And at the end of the day, would you go back and do this again, or would you choose a different path?
Not only would I do it again, I would do it better. I would do it better. But even last week, I was, like, say I went to interview Albert for the podcast, for Guerrero's podcast. And I gave that man my word. I was like, bro, I'm going to invest in that inner circle. I was like, I'm going to fucking do it. I'm going to do it. I didn't have no fucking, that's a 30K mastermind, dude, an inner circle. I didn't have no fucking 30K. I was like, God, I know you got me. And because you got me, I know I got you. Like, I already know. Like, something's about to happen. Sure enough, bro, like, I came up with the money. Whether it was even if it was a loan. But if I had not had any money through my company, I wouldn't be able to invest in that. Because Bass would be like, well, you have no fucking cash flow. How the hell can I even trust you? But the cash flow is there. The work is there. The bank statement shows it, right? At least I'm able to, like, even if I'm at zero right now, I got to go back and figure out how to come up with my mortgage payment. But I'm at peace because I understand what it takes to make that mortgage payment. I understand what it takes to come up with that money. Like, I'm trying to close $13,000 deal, another $3,000 deal, trying to close up on those commercial jobs. So I'm not focusing just on one project, right? I'm trying to focus on everything all at once without just staying in that box. But dude, it's like, if I was to do this shit again, like, I was about to get a fucking heart attack the last week. Like, I felt like all this pressure in the back of my head, like someone was pushing my eyes out, and I'm like, God, I know you got me, man. Like, I know you got me. Like, don't let me fall. Like, I have a very supportive wife at the house when it comes to my financials, right? So if I don't got it, I know she's gonna be like, dude, I got you. And that hasn't happened in a very long time. But right now, it's like, dude, in a way, I was like, I'm not even supposed to be having you paying for shit, dude. Like, that's my job. I'm the man. But she's definitely been there helping me out. And if I was to do this shit again, man, not only would I do it again, but I would definitely do it better.
That's crazy. Yeah, I think I would do the same. I love this. I love this entrepreneurship journey. I love the problems it comes with. I love dealing with legal things and problems with clients and making clients happy and seeing the good results. So everything for me is like an amazing journey, and I wouldn't go back and do anything differently. I would just be better. Like you said, I would go back and do it again, just better.
Yeah.
Like, the knowledge I know now, starting out,
I'm telling you.
I'll be 10x, 100x
Yeah,
right now.
easy, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I would have had the knowledge, like, if I would have gotten the mentors from the beginning, like 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, like, dude, it would have been a whole different game. Like you said, I would have doubled, tripled up tripled up, quadrupled, easy. And now it's just a matter of grabbing everything that I learned and actually start doubling up, quadrupling, tripling, you know, and like actually making that knowledge. And I keep forgetting who I heard this from, but taking all that knowledge or that self-help and making sure that I apply it, not just turn it into shelf-help. And I'm trying to figure out who said that, man. But like I said, man, if you're going to take any type of advice, especially from high-level individuals, and you just note it down and then grab it, put it in your backpack and never go over it again, or just don't read it, you're literally just freaking, you shot yourself in the foot. Because all this knowledge that you're getting from individuals is literally things like gold nuggets, man. Like to say, success leaves clues, man. So all these gold nuggets that you're writing down and you're not taking action on them, like, dude, not only did you just waste your time, but you wasted the time of an individual that could use that time for someone that could definitely use that information. And dude, I'm one of those individuals. Like, they tell me, hey, do this. Bro, shit, he did it. I'm over there freaking applying it. Hey, man, I think you should try this. Well, let's try it. Let's see what happens. The worst thing that could happen is a failure. And even a failure is an opportunity for you to learn from and do better. The failures are like, dude, I think Armosi was the one that said it on one of his books. It was like, and I posted the quote the other day too, because I was listening to it. It's like, basically take on as many failures as you can, and then just tackle them all. Get rid of them.
And even Mark Cuban said the person that fails the fastest and the most will be the person at the top, because they're consistently testing. And that's why I think it's so important to have an open mind, to be like radically open-minded. Never put up an obstacle. Like, you know what? Because and it's tough because you think about it and you're like, you know what? I don't know if that's the right way. I don't know. You might be wrong. I don't know. But if you just are more open-minded, like, you know what? That might work. Let me look into it. Let me try it out. Let me see if maybe a little bit of that might work. I think you'll have way better results than consistently, I don't know, being more on the not open-minded side, more on the fixed-minded side, like more skeptical about everything.
Yeah, not only that, dude. I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't try anything, like, how do you even know if it works? Like, for real. You got to try it and figure out if it actually works. Because at the end, I mean, for me, at least in my case, I don't want to go and be like, oh, I don't know if it's going to work. Well, let's go find out. Like, what the hell, dude? I want to go, like David Goggins says, man, don't go over here going up to like 60, 70 in your deathbed talking about you didn't do anything. Nah, motherfucker, you did do something. You didn't do nothing. You didn't do anything. Like, nah, man, go out there and try it. Go out there and fail. Go over there and fuck up. Like, if you fall, get up, dust yourself, and try again. Like, what's the worst that could happen? You learn something, and that's where a lot of people get stuck, at least in my point of view, is they fail, and they're like, oh, it didn't work out, and then they stop there. Well, okay, we'll go back home and write down why it didn't work out. Write everything why it did or why it didn't. Like, figure it out. Break it down. Like I said, backwards engineer the thing. And then take everything where you fucked up and do it again. But this time, don't do the thing that got you to the failure. Because what's his name? John Maxwell thing, asshole, man. Like, all these great names that just pop into mind is like, if you're gonna fail, fall forward. It's about failing, but not failing back, man. You gotta fail forward. And it's okay to fall. Just don't fall back, man. Keep falling up. Keep falling forward, because falling forward just gets you to the next step, and that next step, and that next step. Like, to me, it just, now being surrounded by all these high-level individuals, man, I say high-level in the sense that they may not have their shit together, but they definitely have the mind of a fighter, man. They have the mind of, yeah, dude, like, I might have messed up, not made it happen, but I'm going to try again. And it's just this grit, man, this grit and tenacity of, at this point, man, I think they probably lost their mind, or because they just keep trying. It looks like a lot of failure, but dude, you're probably just two steps away from actually making it happen. You're that close or closer to making it happen.
Well, that's like, and I think of like Thomas Edison. Can you imagine if he just didn't try all the times he tried to create light? It took him so many different times to try this. Can you imagine if he just, you know what? That's it. I'm done. That's one thing I think when I see someone and I see they're a quitter or show any signs of like partial, like you quit, I cannot surround myself with people like that.
No, definitely not.
It's just something that, like, to me, I'm like, you have a shitty character. Like, that is a shitty trait to have. Like, you try something, you just give up. I'd rather see someone try and fail than try twice and give up.
Yeah.
I can't stand people that give up, dude. That is like, to me, I don't understand like what kind of mindset that is or why they have that mindset, but never be a quitter. Yeah, that's number one.
It's okay if you fail, man, but just don't quit. That's for sure. I don't think that's not in me, dude. Have I quit before? Certain things, man, but I have not quit on my dream or my vision. I just know that the more, like you said, the more I mess up, the more failures I have, the more failures I rack up. Something good comes out of it every single time. I just gotta go back and think about it a little bit. It's like, all right, well, I tried this, man, and work. Why? Where was it that it didn't work out? I got it. Back to the drawing board, man. Now let's make a plan to make sure that we don't fail. But like, dude, honestly, I don't want to call it luck, because I've exposed myself to a lot, and the fact that putting myself in vulnerable situations where it's my character, it's my person, my own person that's been in those trenches where it's like, dude, a lot of people wouldn't even talk about, hey, dude, I don't even have money for my mortgage. I don't care, man. Like, even if I don't, there's probably someone out there that's gonna like, hey, dude, go try this. Are you struggling right now? Like I said, a closed mouth doesn't get fat, man. So whether you ask a stupid question, whether you speak up, like, that's the best thing you can do. At the end of the day, someone's gonna have an answer for you. And for me, like I said, I learned to lose that fear of, oh, what will they think? What are they gonna think? Oh, what are they gonna say? Let them say whatever the hell they want. Mm-hmm. They're not in your shoes. They're not the ones that are doing everything for you, man. So at the end of the day, man, if you're going to stay quiet, you're not going to move as fast. And that's just the truth, man. That's just the truth for sure. At least in my situation, it's been one of those cases.
All right, what are some final thoughts you want to leave our listeners with today? And when people think All Roads Garage Doors, what do you want people to remember you for?
As a great leader. More than anything, I'm helping homes one at a time, man, changing that curb appeal. But for me, it's not the work that we do, it's the relationships that we build. Building relationship is one of the things that I take pride on, because if I go and just change the door and that's it, like, okay, we did a great job. I take pride in what I do. But if I can go in and meet you and genuinely get to know your character, right? Not just going, oh, I did your door, Mr. Johnson or Mr. Joe, whatever the case may be, and I just do that, then you didn't get a great experience with me. You just got a great installation. But for me, my goal is, like I said, my mission is to bring smiles to my clients or my customers by providing unparalleled customer service. If I could put a smile on your face before I walk out, I did my job. That's my job. Not only to go do a repair, do installation. My job as All Roads Garage Doors, as the CEO, as the owner, and this is going to be something that gets transferred over to my employees later on, is to make sure that we leave our clients with a smile on their face. Because, dude, like you said, who wants to open their wallet and pay? Like, oh, shit, I gotta pay. Like, you already know they're having a headache. We already know they're having trouble with the garage. And if we could leave them with a smile on their face, it makes it much easier on them to be like, here's a card or here's a payment. And not necessarily that we're there for the payment, but it eases off stress on the part of, I need to pay this fucking guy. I want to leave you with a smile. And if I can leave with a smile, I for sure still did a great quality work.
You want people to think, you know what, that was expensive, but that was a great experience.
Seriously, man. At the end of the day, man, let me just put it like this. There was a job where 7 companies went. Nobody did the job. We did. That's what our slogan is. We say yes when the competition says no. The competition uses us. So don't be surprised if you ever see All Roads truck pull up and you're hiring some other company, garage door company. We are freaking the best. We are the pros, man. We have integrity in what we do. Not only integrity, man, but we do everything with pride and joy, dude. Like, it's one of those things that we love to do. Yeah.
And where can people find you? Where can people book your services? Where can people find more information about you and your podcast? Talk a little bit about your podcast.
So for All Roads, you can go allroadsoverhead.com. On Instagram, allroadsgd. And then you could email us at arogd, the number 18 at gmail.com. You can definitely go through there. Call me, text me at 510-375-8756. I typically answer within 5 minutes, man. And now I'm trying to put it down to the 5 seconds. Try to do a 5-second rule on the calls. But just know that if you call us, expect a great experience, expect great quality, expect great customer service. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I take pride in what we do. And then for Guerreros Podcast, you can find us on Instagram at guerreros.podcast or at Guerreros Podcast on YouTube. We're literally bringing all great minds, man, to the table for individuals that are just starting. If you're literally starting a business, listening to your podcast or even Guerrero's podcast, there's a lot of great nuggets in there, man. So you're not charging for your podcast, are you? I'm not charging for my podcast, man. All I'm telling you to pull out is a freaking notebook and a pen, write down whatever it is that you like, whatever that may help you, grab it, run off with it, apply it. Like, at the end of the day, man, we're doing our part.
There's millions and millions of dollars worth of knowledge in our podcast. So if you pay attention and take notes and execute.
And that's one thing, man. Like I said, if you're going to do anything, execute, apply. Fail, who cares? We'll try it again. but just don't waste your time, dude. I was like, we're gonna spend a whole hour here recording this, and you're gonna spend a whole hour watching it, and then not do anything about it. It's like, dude, you just, I honestly, at this point, I really don't care what they do, right? Because this is gold, literally gold. So we know the value that we're bringing to our viewers. But if they literally, dude, I'm telling you, if they grab all this information, how much have you spent on mentorships?
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of money.
like, dude, it's been on the 50K and up for sure. At least for me, because it's been about a year, right? But for me, just not long ago, I spent 30K on the inner circle, which is gonna be all business owners, all entrepreneurs, all people that are definitely paying to play. And that's the one thing: if you don't pay attention, dude. But if you grab whatever we talked about today, whatever's on his podcast, whatever's on my podcast, dude, all that value that's on there, you're gonna freaking win. So just go out, apply it, take advantage, and don't just take notes, man. Take advantage. And with that, man, I just want to say thank you for having me on your podcast, brother.
Thank you for
Yeah, I
coming.
appreciate
That's
you.
a wrap. If you guys want to subscribe, please hit the link, subscribe, and follow All Rose Garage Doors for any of your garage door needs.
Let's go. And then we also have the _ Jonathan _ Solis. So we're on there too. Whatever question you have about garage door business podcast, we got you guys covered.
Thank you guys for listening and enjoy the rest of your life.
That's right. Oh, I love that, dude. That was beautiful.